Hi, Danielle.
Hi, Casey. Happy almost Thanksgiving to you.
Happy almost Thanksgiving. You know, we just actually had such a beautiful conversation with an incredible interior designer that we wanted to release this just very special extra bonus kind of Real Housewives breakdown where we focus on the houses.
Yeah, we do. And this guest he's not some run-of-the-mill designer. He's not some like B-list. He works with the A's, like
the stars, all the stars.
So to get his opinion is huge. And he also is going to have a few tips for us regular folk.
For us regulars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we hope you enjoy this little episode and that you have a fantastic Thanksgiving. Wow, Danielle. Now, we've had some greats on the podcast, but this is a great in a bit of a different area. You know, we often have comedians, and now we have a designer to the stars. Now, this is someone, if I'd had the connection, I would have called doing my own house, and I know I would have been shut down, but that's okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm moving now and looking into designers, and this man was in our orbit, but I didn't dare.
I didn't dare.
I'm not worthy.
I didn't want that for him.
No, I was just like, he has better and bigger. I have nothing to offer him. He only
make him have to say no, which I knew would happen.
Yes.
This man is named Jake Arnold. He is one of the most sought after designers. He has built an extensive portfolio of residential interiors and commercial spaces for some high profile clients. Perhaps you've heard of John Legend and Chrissy Teigen, although I know it's Teigen. Rashida Jones, Aaron Paul, and Dan Levy. I mean, this is big, Danielle.
I can't believe he's in our presence and actually showing us his magic. Like I'm honored.
I mean, this is so big. And please welcome, without further ado, he's going to weigh in on just simply some aesthetics and some residential aesthetics of the gals and the homes that we get the pleasure of touring each week. Please welcome Jake Arnold.
Hi, guys. I'm so happy to be here. I actually just remembered that me and Danielle connected on IDM'd her because she was talking about Claritin bedding. And I was like,
yes.
I thought I was the only person that was obsessed with Claritin bedding. Like, I honestly think it's one of like America's greatest secrets, like Bed Bath and Beyond, and it's not an ad, but truly the best bedding. And we like connected on that. I had to DM you because I like couldn't believe it.
He did, and when he DM'd me, I was like, I can't believe this famous designer is DMing me, like that. I'm on the right track with Claritin pillows. So you guys, and again, this is not an ad, and they really should be paying both of us at this point.
Yeah,
Guys, this is one of the best designers in the world, and
he's take a free like duvet or pillow. Like I don't need to be paid. Like I'm good.
No, I would love
just
to
a free little something.
A free Claritin pillow. I'm good.
I don't know if anyone from Claritin is listening because I feel like there's one person on the pillow line. Like, but guys, I am genuinely
most of them are on the pills.
How did you both find this? It's so were people telling you? Like, is it all a buzz?
Like, I'm very picky with pillows. So for me, like when I go to Bed Bath & Beyond, like I put them out on those beds. I lie down, take like a little nap to see how it feels, and I pick this one up, and I was like, what is happening? Like, this is Claritin. Like, is this the same brand of the little pill that I take every day? And I just felt some connection to the brand. And I was like,
I felt connection to the brand.
Brand loyal person. So I was like, I have to buy it.
And are you getting medium, firm, soft? I'm writing this down.
Here's the thing. It doesn't come medium, firm, soft. It just is Claritin's best. It's like, there's only one. It doesn't come. There's no options. It's Claritin pillows. And when you sleep on, and also it's allergy free. It's like best of both worlds.
So there is a tie-in with their product.
Of course there is.
They're really masterful of like the diversification, in my opinion.
He came at it from a design perspective, which I appreciated. And I came to it through a pharmaceutical perspective, which is my sister is a pharma rep, and she was given a Claritin pillow. And so it's when form meets function, you get this amazing pillow.
Jake, would you like to take Danielle on as your second in command?
Like 100%. I feel like you would be really good at sourcing the shit that I hate sourcing. Like you can do the pillows.
What mattress? And I have to ask, because I'm looking for a mattress. Is there what's the most comfortable one you like? Just, while we have
Here's my thing with mattresses, like you can get a $400,000 mattress. That's the best you're going to get. It's like buying a car. But I honestly just get a cheap mattress.
Allegra.
Yeah, but buy an Allegra mattress topper and you're good to go.
Buy a Zantac for heartburn medication mattress.
I love a Pepto-Bismol sheet. But like I think just get a topper from Parachute. That's my tips of the trade. Just get a cheap mattress.
This is wonderful. Topper from Parachute.
Yeah, just get a topper. You're good down free. I can't do the down, hence the Claritin.
Free.
Okay, now I made a big mistake with my home, Jake, and then I promise we're going to get into housewives, which is why we
Is this just a design consultation? Is that why I'm here? Just like
basically. Yeah, we're not taping this. Jake, I know there's been so much tragedy this year, but there was a minor one that occurred to me, and I do mean minor, but I hope everyone will understand I'm being facetious-ish, which is that my home was photographed for Architectural Digest, but of course it all came out right the day after the lockdown. And it didn't feel right. And I'm waiting for the window. I think like once the vaccine comes, you're going to see those pictures. Like they're going to roll them right out. Like
you reposted.
That minute that needle stabs into my arm, you're going to see my sunroom. And I just wanted you to know like who you're amongst here on the Zoom. And also like, that was hard for me. And that's all I'm going to say.
I feel that pain. I feel like aside from the pandemic, that's like one of the next worst things on the list.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I did like a walk-on in a TV show and I didn't get to promote it either. And that was tough for me.
Right. We're all just having a hard time.
I didn't get to post my meal. Like that was tough for me.
That was tough.
Right. I love it. And I'm going to give a shout out to my own designer, Nikki Kehoe. Okay. Now, guys, tell us, Jake, take us through your love of Housewives and just like your thoughts on the residences and the multiple residences.
I honestly just think it's one of the untapped things that no one's talking about. It's like we're looking and I'm obsessed with the Housewives, but we're not even talking about the houses. All we're talking about is everything else except for 99.9% of these houses are so scary that no one wants to address.
We're talking about the wives, not the
houses. It's like we've got half of it covered.
Half of the title.
But what about the rest of the half? So for me, like, I think the biggest thing I would say with the Housewives houses, which is clear across all the franchises, is these people, they're definitely shallow because they love to buy clothes, cars, spend their money on everything that everyone else sees. But then when we see those houses and I see everyone's obsessed with, all of them have one thing in common. They love a chandelier. They love a diamond chandelier. And it's like, you know what? Chandeliers are not all created equal. It's like fine that you want a chandelier that is beautiful, glamorous in Karen's opinion. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's basically just some crystals dangling off a piece of nothing.
Wow. That's harsh.
I think Karen is really setting that trend. And like with her house, it's almost like she looked up and she said to a realtor, like, give me a house that like looks like I'm rich. But it's like, then you go inside and there's basically nothing in there. There's like no furniture. It's like taking minimal to a new level. And I'm just like, I don't understand. Like you have a closet where you've got like Versace shoes on an IKEA shelf. It's like, what's happening?
And in that case, would you tell people to like split the difference there?
I'm like, maybe just shop at like Acne or like one of those mid-range brands. Like, why do you and then get like a nice shelf? Like, why are you putting all your eggs in one basket? It's like, you need to spend some money on your houses. It's like, it's wild. So I feel like when you look at all the franchises, like, and I think Giselle though is honestly like when she first bought that new house, I was like, oh, it's this cute, enchanted, like little cottage. And you're like,
I thought that too.
Like it was cute. It had character. I was like, this could be beautiful. Like it had LED windows. I don't know. Like I was like, oh, this is cute.
It had potential. We all saw the potential.
There was potential. Cut to the next episode. I see a fuchsia pink feature wall with like diamonds like off the wall. And I'm like, what's happening? And then I'm like, do you know what? It's fine because Z Gallery probably has the best return policy. So she can actually take it all back once she realizes. But it's just like, it has potential. But the problem is, it's like with Giselle, she's so stunning and beautiful that she can wear whatever she wants, but it doesn't translate to the house. It's like, you can't just put what you want in the house.
Yeah. Do you find people's fashion sense, it speaks to what their house is going to look like too? Because Giselle's fashion sense, unfortunately, we've talked about it. She's so gorgeous. It's not great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I think it's like that fuchsia pink wall is very reminiscent of a shirt that she would wear. So I see that. But it's like when you look at, I guess like Kyle is a little like that too with her house. I remember that episode where she was waiting for her dining chairs. I'll never forget. And I was like, I'm so curious, like what these chairs are going to come into the house. And I think the fashion definitely. I feel like the one housewife that has so much potential and I'm dying to redo their house is Lisa Rinna's house. I'm just like, it has the bones. I'm like, I can see some magic in there. And it's like, it hasn't changed since the 80s, which I kind of love that.
But neither has Lisa.
Yeah. But
That's her hair.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, the hair is like very reminiscent of the sofa. But like, I love that coziness of her house.
It's very like dusty Spanish. Like, I think you're right. It needs to be like redone.
Yeah, like if it was done, like that bones of the house is good. Like I feel like the Beverly Hills housewives, like they have more potential. Like Kyle Richards' house, like all of those houses, architecturally pretty good. But then it's also like none of them are in Beverly Hills, so it's like the show should be called People of the Valley. Because
oh, well, you know, Jake,
half of them aren't married and half of them don't live in Beverly Hills. So.
Now, Danielle and I don't want to brag, but we have been to Kyle Richards' home.
Yeah.
It looks like Tara when you're pulling up from Gone with the Wind. And I will say, like, I feel there were a lot of, and not that these are cheap, but like Hermes throws.
Yeah. People, they love a brand like me. Like they love a brand. They love a Hermes throw. Like everything. It's like a gray couch with like an Hermes throw. And it's like, maybe just like get like a nice couch and don't buy the throw. And then like we'll all be good.
Wow. Now, what about Erica's house in Pasadena?
Yeah. See, so that house has a lot of potential. I love that house.
Doesn't it feel like not her though? Like it just feels so absolutely.
It feels very her. It feels like she married someone and she's a house guest at that person's house.
Yes.
Without the slam. Just like that's what it is.
Now, our friend Jessica Chaffin, I'm just going to bring this up really quickly, said something about Erica and the divorce, the impending divorce to Tom, and it did make me laugh. She's like, if a man meets you as a cocktail waitress, you know, devotes his life to you, holds up your career, pays for your tours, you're holding his hand till the end. Like, she's trying to scoot out right before the caretaking years. It's cold.
I think it is cold, but I'm also like, you know what, you've served your time, and now is time to like move on and do like what you need to do. And I feel like it's a mutual agreement. I think she does need the last like 20, 30 years of her life to 20, 30, how old is she? Like 50 years of her life to just like do what she needs to do. So I respect that.
Do you think she said to him, and I'm curious, because this is how I would work, and I know this isn't any of our expertise, but do you think she said to him, look, we're coming to a phase where it's going downhill for you. If you will allow me to have an open relationship and do me, I will be with you. But if not, yeah, like, do we think that discussion happened, or it was just like, I'm done. Goodbye.
I feel like that would have been a really good discussion to have, because it's like they would have both got what they need to get. But I'm like not in that expertise either, but I feel like they should have just done that, because I feel like we're all sad. We're sad. It's like, Tom, he's been through a lot. Like he really has. Like he's had to put up with these women in his house. Like it's like he deserves more. Like he does. I feel bad for him too, but I also want her to flourish, and I want to see what her interior design style is when she's let loose.
She might call you Jake for real.
Oh, I could see that happening.
Like I think she has a lot of potential.
Once the settlement is worked out, you might get a ring-a-ding-ding.
Yeah, and I will definitely answer.
Okay, now what about Dorit?
Okay, so one thing I do want to preface, because it's like, look, obviously a lot of you who are listening probably, I don't know, like I personally want to watch this show, and I want it to be aspirational. They're not giving me aspiration these seasons, I feel like. It's like a lot of people look like they're moving in, like especially Dorit. It's like, well, I always feel like she's moving into a house and there's like stuff everywhere. And the new house, honestly, I mean, the old house, we'll never forget the old house. I mean, the old house, like just from the outside, it was like Dracula's like manor house, I feel like, and the new one is almost like this modern farmhouse, which I can't get behind.
But she's moving from this one too.
Wait, where's she moving?
I don't know.
She's
moving. She's selling it.
Yeah, does she like what, from financial reasons, or she like wants a new house?
She says she wants a new house. I don't know. We could just She could be moving into the Capri room at the Buca di Beppo. I don't know.
Be a step up, at least to have some personality.
Yeah, you're right. Open boxes, like, I'm spending my time with you each week. You can unpack your fucking boxes. But I wonder if there's nothing to unpack, if it's the Karen syndrome.
But that's what is giving me with the Salt Lake City vibe, to be honest. It's like, I feel like they were like, okay, we're going to do Salt Lake City. Now everyone needs to move to Salt Lake City, and everyone's like unboxing in these like houses. Like, that's how it feels.
Meredith was like, God damn it, I got to move to Salt Lake. Fine.
She's like, quick, I got to go. And like, her house is being unpacked. It's like Lisa's house is like in boxes. It's like, I don't get it.
What about Vanderpump's house?
Vanderpump's house, honestly, do you know what I'll never forget? Is you have to visualize. Remember the front doors of her house. Like, they look like a dentist's office.
Yes!
Like, it looks like a plastic surgeon's office, those doors. It's like they're bought for commercial use. Those are not for houses. That's like she had a spare door at a restaurant at Pump, and they were like, oh, let's just like put these on the house. Like,
with those like horrible silver hinges.
Not residential houses.
Everything she owns is built for shit. If you drive past Pump, it looks like I put the restaurant together. Like, it's just so, I drove past Vanderpump Dogs the other day. It looked like someone just splashed pink paint everywhere. It's so poorly designed.
It's literally like they stole the rest of the Paul Smith's paint and were like, okay, we're just going to like go with the pink because like this is what's available.
And she's got the opportunity to have these like cool restaurants and like cool bars. And it is just so garish.
What's worse than bad taste is bad taste where people think it's good. And that's not even in like a snobby way. It's in a way that I'm like, wait, I need you to wake up from your delusion that a mini pony and a glass door with silver handles is not luxurious. Like, that's like, you're missing out. I feel bad for her. It's not even that I'm judging it. I'm like, I wish I could show you like what you could have. It's like, you're missing out. And I feel like that house is a whole nother level. It's like, I love it. I would love to go there so much. I feel like she should start selling tickets, like, to have some tours around that house. I feel like
I bet she has. I bet she will. That's the next
step.
me.
It's like, that's where the merch comes in. It's like, just take a tour.
Now, what about New York? Bethany, let's talk about she's in a new place that she's kind of really done herself. To me, it's incredibly tacky.
And this is what I have a hard time with, even saying this. It's like, these are technically like nice houses and like they are luxury. Like, she lives in like a luxury, like if they had an ad on her apartment building, it'd be like luxury penthouse. But it's like her house is a little tacky. It's very silver. Like, everything is silver and like it's not good. But that's honestly, I would say the New York housewives, I thought honestly when, oh my God, what's her name? She's like been out my life for a few days. What's her name? Blonde.
Sonia?
Ramona?
No, they're all blonde. Doesn't help.
Tinsley.
No, her Berkshire house. Why have I gone blank?
Dorinda!
I think I had to black her out because she caused me so much harm that I just blacked her out for a second. But like Dorinda's house in the Berkshires, like those fabric choices, they're harsh. Like there was like some big decisions being made there. And again, it was like, we have potential here. Like, what are we doing? We're doing something.
That could be a beautiful house, right?
Same house. That's what I'm saying. It's like, we have potential. Same with Sonia's townhouse. It's like,
that townhouse.
Those rugs, when they had the episode when they were doing the stair runners, I was like, this is the least of your worries. Like, stair runners is really nothing. I think you need to get a new assistant at this point. That poor assistant who's now basically a decorator. That's her.
Oh, that poor assistant. And I hate to go back to Dorinda, but her apartment in the city is really tough.
I know. It is really tough. And it's tough because it's like, again, sell that house, get a smaller house in the Berkshires and just get a better apartment in the city. Like, what are we doing here?
What are we doing?
Has there been anyone, Jake, who has done it right? Just one name. One name in all the
one
city.
name.
Okay, I've got to think. This is a really, really tough.
I'm writing down two that I think maybe.
Okay, and we're talking about everyone. Okay,
everyone. Seasons past, cities past. Miami has gone and come and gone. Is there? anyone.
Okay, so I feel like I'm thinking like, okay, what one would I take? What would I want to live in if I had a choice? And it's tough.
It's tough.
It's really tough.
This is one of the hardest questions I think I've ever had to answer in my 30 years of being on this earth. God, they're all so wrong, which is what makes it so good in the same way. I feel like if I had a choice, because I feel like just a little tweaks here and there, I could make it good. Like, I would take Kyle's house, because I feel like get some new furniture, the house can be good. Like, it's...
Take out maybe the fluorescent foyer.
Yeah, like, take out the pink foyer. Like, honestly, Maurizio, I don't know how he deals with that. It's like, welcome to my pink sex dungeon. It's like, what's happening here? But, like, I would take her house because I feel like that's the easiest to work with.
Okay, now what I wrote down, again, I don't even actually, the decorating doesn't stand out to me. I can't picture it, so I'm thinking it might be okay. I do feel like, if I'm recalling, I liked Luann's Hampton's house, the outside.
Oh.
Not the second one.
Having said that, I feel like Luann probably has the best taste out of all of them.
That's what I was thinking.
Like,
maybe.
I think she definitely, like, understands design in a different way than the other ladies do, for sure. Yeah. Like, I think she does.
What about, I don't know if you watched Dallas, Cameron Westcott's home?
I'm not on that Dallas.
It's horrible, as I say it. I'm like, it's horrible.
I've had to. I tell you who's, like, the worst house that I've ever seen in all of the franchises of all time is Kelly Dodd's little beach place with that couch, that disgusting, like, velvet couch that you don't even know what has gone down on there, like, and her poor daughter has to sit on that and watch TV, but now she's like moving on.
It feels like a commercial space to me.
Yeah,
with all that glass looking over the parking lot. Now, what about Heather Dubrow?
I think we're really plucking at straws here. I feel like what we need to do is we need the show, I think it's like how, they come back new seasons with more plastic surgery and, like, looking more tweaked. They need to do the same thing with the houses. Like, they need to, like, turn it up a notch. Like, every season, they need to, like, make the houses more of a thing.
It's like they've abandoned the houses, like you're saying.
Yeah, it's like that. The whole point is, like, I want to see aspiration. I want to see something that is not possible. And it's like, they're setting us all up for failure. It's like, if that's what we're trying to accomplish, it's like, it's not going to be good for anyone. So it's like,
it's not good for anyone.
Yeah, we got to do our part. And we do
have to do our part. Everybody needs to do
that. We do. I think we need to share the knowledge.
And Tamara's new place?
No, once again, it's like that farmhouse. It's like Tamara and, like, farmhouse, like, cheesy, like, house where it's like, that, like, print at Target that's like that Moroccan-y but not Moroccan, like, trellis print. It's like, you see that, they all love that everywhere.
They love it. Now, I have a question. The house style I hate, but again, I'm not one of the people that pretends I have good taste. I always say, like, any stylist can throw whatever the fuck they want on me. You will smell it off me that I don't have good style. Like, you'll know it.
You'll smell the hospital.
You'll smell the hospital on me, Jake. Yes. But when I'm in West Hollywood and I see those disgusting modern houses that have been just shoved on a 1-by-1 lot, they just seem like monstrous to me. It's just those all glass, that modern look. It feels like people who are staving off death.
Yeah. I feel like there used to be this whole thing, I think it was like 3 years ago, that there was this, it was called like McMansions, and they used to have like these little signs everywhere in West Hollywood where it'd be like, stop the McMansions, and you would see them everywhere. But like, yeah, they build up to the inch. Like, they're basically on the street. It's like when you open the door, you're basically on the curb. So it's like, watch your step, because you're going.
You're there. Do you like $1 Million Listing?
I love $1 Million Listing. It's like my guilty pleasure, because honestly, it's like respect to Josh, because he cares about like historic homes, and he's doing.
Yes, that's what my husband always says. He's like, he cares. He knows taste. He's got taste.
I respect that. And I'm like, do you know what? If you're going to be one person that shares that information, because it's honestly, because no one knows. It's like when they see these big modern glass houses, it's like, that's what's sold to everyone on TV. Like, this is how the wealthy live. And it's like, this is not how anyone should live. It's bad.
No, and I love that Josh gets genuinely upset when like a nice historic home, with dashes of old Hollywood or whatever,
I am from Florida. So in Florida, there's like a ton of land, but it's all built on like built on a swamp. So like there's only so much that's like livable land. And so every house is on top of each other. Like my whole life, if I looked out my window, I could like see my neighbor in their window and be like, hey, what's up? Like, and so in California, when I see houses right next to each other, I'm like, yeah, looking good. That's the way it should be. Like, that just feels right as rain.
Well, that brings me to the Vanderpump Rules houses, which are all like those cookie cutter, the same kind of white traditionals with black trim. Now, I love a beautiful craftsman.
But it's like craftsman, yes, love that. Modern farmhouse, let's get rid of them. It's like one of those styles that, you know how we look at things that were built in like the 80s? Like there's the good, the bad, and like the tear down. We're going to look back at this time and be like, that farmhouse, they're tear downs in 10 years, for sure. Like all those houses.
And it feels like they were put up in a day.
If that, like half a day. But it's like...
But they're also so overpriced.
Yes,
they're
all so expensive.
Crazy expensive when they're made.
No, it's insane. But that's my theory. It's like, that's why none of these people in any of these shows have furniture, because it's like they buy the house and they're like, oh, good, we're done.
And it's not about, I want to be clear, I don't think it's about money. Like people can have whatever, an apartment, and it can be gorgeous and they can have beautiful taste, you know, but it's even more unforgiving to see people with money and then do nothing with it.
Yeah, it's tough because that's what it is. It's like, I want to just help. It's like, can we just help you? Like you have so much potential. And when I was watching Salt Lake, Jen, when you see her, the flashback to the closet, where it's literally IKEA, like cubby holes, and this whole room is this closet with like insanely expensive shoes. And I'm like, if someone just gave you this amazing closet, you would be so happy. Like it's like you want to show them this information. It's like, I feel like it's my duty on this earth. It's like, I need to like give some help.
You're serving today.
You
know,
sure
you're
are.
really giving of yourself today.
I'm giving a lot.
Now, what do you think of the Property Brothers?
Watched it once, had to turn it off. I can't get into a lot of those shows. I grew up watching all those types of shows. That's why I do what I do. Like I'm obsessed with like DIY. I used to move my bedroom around all the time, and I used to get sent home from my friends' houses for breaking their furniture.
No.
I remember at my bar mitzvah, my best friend, we had like a best friend speech. He basically, his mum and dad called my parents one day and said that Jake needs to be picked up because he has moved around my son's room and the dresser has collapsed and now he needs to leave.
They should have been grateful for your talents.
But then I had other friends their parents wanted to invite me all the time over to their houses just so that I could organize. Like we used to organize their rooms.
I'd be grateful, thrilled.
And you just had this innate sense?
Like I always loved it. I remember when we used to do like stuff to our house, like construction, I used to walk around with a notebook when I was like 10, and I would walk around to the builder and the contractor and I was like, this needs to be done, this needs to be done. And I used to say to my mum, why is he not working today? And she's like, it's the weekend. And I'm like, but we need to get it done. And this was like 10. So I've always like been obsessed with it.
I love when I hear that people have these innate gifts that are budding at such a young age. That's so special that you had that.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really special until like it wasn't cute to be an interior designer at the age of 16 and I had to pretend that I wanted to be a property developer until I was more comfortable to say I want to be an interior designer. That was like my thing for like 5 years. People would be like, you're going to be a designer when you grow up. And I was like, no, never want to do that. Like I want to develop properties because it was more masculine and like straight. So that was
To me, interior design seems so much more glamorous and wonderful.
So much respect.
Now, what about the Kardashian homes while we're here?
Well, segue.
Okay, I think Martin Bouillard or whatever the fuck his name is has the worst taste on planet Earth. On Earth.
So you're not even saying California, you're saying Earth, like
Earth, the planet.
Yes, and I won't put you on the spot about that, but I'm appalled at the garish. Just the way he's done their homes is so unforgivable. And I watched his reality show. I was shocked.
But I feel like they've had a massive renaissance of like what they're doing. And here's the thing. Say what you will about Kim and Kanye's house, that it has nothing in it and it's cold and it's difficult. But you know what?
I love it.
Respect that minimalism and the work, that the craftsmanship. And honestly, I love it. It's like
agree.
You guys, I grew up in a house where my mom put nothing, not a picture on the wall. I had lived in my house for 10 years. People would walk in and be like, "Did you just move here?" I would have to say no.
No, it was like, "Are you moving out?" But it's like, if you're gonna do that, then at least like stick to it. And it's like, I respect every time I see the show and that big entry table never even has flowers on it unless it's like a birthday. And like, I respect the fact that you can walk in every day and you just are okay with a big stone table with nothing, and they're committed. And like, I love it. Like,
I do too.
I think I couldn't personally live there because I'm too messy, but if it was like a museum for furniture.
Yes. I wouldn't live there, but I can recognize that to me is, there's talent in that.
And here's the thing that a lot of people, when they see that house, they don't realize is like, even for them to hire Axel Vavor from Belgium to come to Calabasas to do that house, like even having that foresight is like, that I respect in such a way that I'm like, do you know what?
You can say what you will about Kanye, but his aesthetic is he knows who to bring in.
He knows who to bring in. And for that, like, great. Do I want to live in that house? No, but do I respect it and think it's amazing? Yeah.
I have one more question that I feel is important to ask. How do you feel when you work with clients who, I feel Kourtney Kardashian does this a lot with Martin, where it's like, you know, as an interior designer, the beauty of it is like, I don't have a great taste. I know I like color and patterns, which not everybody likes, but then I was blessed enough to hire Todd Nicky, who came in and made it, I think, beautiful, but he gave me options and choices. Do I sit here and pretend that I did that? No. But I love these girls that are like, and now I'm a designer too. It's like, no, you're not.
Like, literally the amount of times you go on Instagram and in the bio, it's like interior designer because you just bought a house and you happen to design it. If you
Or you paid someone to collaborate with you.
It's like either you pay someone to collaborate with, and like collaboration. And I love that. I love working with clients who have good taste and it's fun. Like, that's the best part about it. But then when you see people on Instagram who have just bought a house, haven't hired someone, do it themselves and still call themselves an interior designer, I'm like, you have to have clients. You have to do it as a profession. Like, doing your own house is great. Like, you're decorating, but everyone is a designer now. But I do think that working with clients, it's a co-creation. It's like, even though when you did your house, you have options, like we're doing it for the client. It's like, yes, it's our aesthetic, our lens through everything, but it's for the client. So it's like, we want the best for both. It's like, as long as you give me credit, I'm giving you credit.
Well, it's a beautiful profession because obviously it's wonderful to be a stylist or to come up with clothes, but you're truly creating the culture of someone's everyday, the fabric, no pun intended, of their lives. Yeah.
Love that part.
And how they feel in their homes.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the thing. It's such an amazing job because it dictates everything. I mean, all the projects I work on, we end up, after the house is done, like, we buy tissue holders, toilet, like everything has a home. Everything is designed in some respect, and it's amazing. And it's like, it sets the positive of all of this and the 360, even though I've really delved deep into some of these housewives' houses. It's like, it's more just because it improves your life. That, like, to be in an environment, and again, it's not about money. You can spend no money and do something that's like thoughtful, because I think there's a misconception, same with fashion. You don't need to spend money, but if you're thoughtful about your choices and you put some effort into it, or ask people around you to help you that might know more than you do, then you can create this like incredible environment that really boosts your life. Especially right now that everyone's at home, it's so important that like everyone does take that time.
And at home, and money is so tight right now. We're in such a like economically like uncertain time. Are there just a couple tips you could offer, if someone is struggling with money? But you're right, we're home and we want to make the coziest, nicest environment for ourselves right now.
I mean, I think the biggest thing I would do, because I did this at home, is like the least expensive thing is like put dimmer switches on all your lights, because I really think that is one of the smallest inexpensive thing to do that transforms your house. Like, if you're working at home in the day, it's an amazing transition to like lower the lights, like put your candles on, put some music on. Like,
I like that.
I'm all about setting that mood with the lighting and smell and everything, not hospital, but just candle smells.
I want to make a candle, a bitch sesh candle that says "smells like hospital." You know
Like
how Gwyneth
goop.
Paltrow did "smells like my vagina." Yeah. Well, ours is gonna. No one take this. I'm saying it now.
Unless it's Mary, because it is her.
It is.
Yeah,
Mary.
we need to do a candle that says
Could we do it in collaboration, Jake? Jake
Yes.
Arnold and bitch sesh.
hospital
Present.
smell.
Smells
And
like
it'll say
hospital.
like SLH on it for, higher end people that aren't Housewives fans. So, they'll accept to have it in their house.
But yeah, do put your dimmers on. And I honestly just think like start getting rid of stuff. That's the easiest way to save money. It's like donate things, like get rid of half the things that we have, like just edit. And then it's almost like when you're wearing an outfit, just take that one thing off that makes that whole outfit wrong. Same thing at home, just take that one ugly pillow off the couch and we're good. Like you don't need to buy more stuff. Just like edit what you have and turn the lights down low so you don't really know what's going on.
That's what I love about my dimmers. It's like lights are going low and who knows.
And put the dimmers on in your head. Drink a glass of wine.
Yeah, exactly. Like
The dimmer. It's a personal dimmer.
that's a personal dimmer, or take an edible, like whichever one like suits your mood.
Jake, this has been a wonderful conversation. I'm so happy that we chatted and that we got to even extend past the Housewives. We went to Clarendon Pillows. We went everywhere.
And I'm so in awe of your talent. And obviously I follow you on Instagram, so I'm a fan of your work and your aesthetic. So this is just a thrill for us to even be in your orbit, as I've said.
Well, thanks for
and
having
Jake, where can people find you?
So you can find me on Instagram. Weirdly, it's Jake Arnold at Jake Arnold. Nothing special. And actually, I'm gonna plug. I'm doing one-on-one sessions on the Expert. So you can book a session with me for 55 minutes on the Expert. And we're putting up times. I think every month we put different times up, and you can book your session and you can have a one-on-one session. Because I get a lot of messages on Instagram and DMs, like I want to answer people all the time and I really don't have any time. So I've allotted like 3 hours a week to do one-on-one sessions that you can like go online, buy a session and put it in the diary, and we can just have a great little chat about your house.
I love that because, again, not everybody obviously has the money to hire you to do their own home, but that you could still provide your gift and help people. That's wonderful and awesome. And I will probably be one of those clients.
I will definitely be one of those clients.
You'll see me again.
I'm going to book up a 3-hour chunk.
There's a limit. No, I'm kidding.
Right. There's a limit. I got it. We know this is our time with you, and we'll be grateful for what we have.
Yeah, but thank you guys for having me, because I have a whole different appreciation for what you do, because now when I knew I was coming on, I was watching the episodes in a different way, and you realize that to pick up those nuances, you are true treasures on this earth. Like for you to notice the things that get said, and we're so immune to it, then I'm like, oh, this is normal, but you like pick those little things up, and it's like you're doing all our work, and I'm so impressed.
We all have our gifts, Jake. We all have our gifts.
At 10 years old, I was going into people's houses and being like, everything you're saying is stupid.
I was like, your kids suck and your mom is a bitch.
So we've all been cultivating this from a young age.
We've all been there. Thank you so much, Jake Arnold. You're the best.
Jake.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.